Just over a month since Hurricane Helene brought devastating flooding to our region in both northeast Tennessee and southwest Virginia. Areas continue to work to rebuild. News Channel 11 Sarah Diamond joins us from the town of Damascus. She's with a representative from the Trails to Recovery Initiative to give us an update on the state of the Appalachian Trail and the Virginia Creeper Trail. Sarah?
Casey, after all of this happened, a group of leaders in this area decided they are going to have to work together to make things happen and make things happen quickly for folks who live here and people who own businesses here. Olivia Bailey is part of the Trails to Recovery program, and this is a team effort. Tell us a little bit about the organization and what you aim to do.
Well, as I'm sure you know, you've seen that Damascus and Southwest Virginia in general are communities that come together. We care deeply about this region. It's a beautiful region. We want to make sure it's restored. And we are seeing people's livelihoods at stake here. You know, we're seeing their homes destroyed. We're seeing their businesses destroyed. And Damascus and the surrounding communities, Green Cove, Taylor's Valley, are all communities that rely on the tourism and economic development component of this. So we had a lot of leaders throughout Southwest Virginia say that they wanted to be involved. So we decided to create our own nonprofit. We're still working on that status to become an official nonprofit, but we are receiving some support from our faith community and Highlands Fellowship and allowing us to create this nonprofit. And we are starting a lot of the construction. We're so lucky that we're about 3 weeks ahead of where we thought we would be at this point. You know, we've had the recovery efforts. We've done all the assessments and kind of looking at what that looks like. And so now we're starting in the fundraising component. We're going to need about $4 million to restore a lot of these homes and infrastructure throughout Damascus and surrounding communities. And so we've started that fundraising effort. We've started the outreach efforts and people's strengths in this region to really make this happen.
So if people either need help or they want to help, what are your needs and how can we do this?
Well, we are so grateful for all the support that we've received from across the country. We've seen donations from our neighbors and surrounding communities throughout Southwest Virginia and throughout the nation. So we are so lucky that we had those, but we no longer need the non-perishable food items. We no longer need the clothing or any of the immediate necessities. Now we're in the rebuilding phase. It's really going to come down to that home construction. Luckily, we have the Southern Baptist Disaster Relief effort here. They've been working. They've already restored 10 homes, but we have about 50 others that have shown some major or minor damage that we're going to need assistance with. So we're looking for building supplies on that. And we want to make sure that as we're restoring these homes that we're doing that in a quality that the families can live in them and enjoy them and, match. So we're asking really for monetary donations. So people can either give those to our Trails to Recovery team or they can go to Barry's Home Center and donate money there and allocate that for the disaster relief efforts. That way we can purchase the items as we need them because they're changing weekly, whether it's flooring or 2x4s or whatever we might need for that construction. It's changing based upon the needs of the home.
I want to touch on the Creeper Trail really quickly because that's such a big part of this area of the county and parts of it damaged, and there's work being done on that right now too.
Well, it's amazing that we have people out on it. October is our biggest season for the Creeper Trail, and so we welcome visitors, some that support these businesses in 1 month. They're able to make it through the entire season. So this was critical that we got the Creeper Trail back open. So it is open from Abington to Damascus, the start to the heart, as we're calling it. But those trestles that were washed away further up the trail, north up the trail, are going to be a little bit longer. It's a bit complex because it is owned by the town of Abingdon, the town of Damascus, and the U.S. Forest Service. So we have several teams on the local, state, and federal level working on this. They've compiled it at the governor's office, a Creeper Trail committee that's kind of looking at this and making sure that everybody's on the same page in terms of timelines, cost, and what we're looking at. We're still doing damage assessment on that, so it is going to be some time, but we are encouraging people to come out and utilize what's already been opened as we quickly work to restore the rest of the trail as well.
Olivia, thank you so much for joining us. We have town leaders and county leaders here making sure that the town of Damascus and places all around Washington County, Virginia are staying in business as much as possible and people are getting the help that they need. We're going to check in one more time with you, Casey, in a few minutes. Back to you.
Sarah, thank you very much. Great information coming out of Southwest Virginia. Love to see the trails beginning to pick up steam as we head deeper.